Today is Good Friday, the day Jesus died on the cross. Some wonder why such a terrible day was ever called Good Friday. Well, that has nothing to do with the event of the crucifixion, but instead has everything to do with the one who was crucified. Jesus was the person of ultimate and unqualified goodness, whose goodness and grace were revealed in his willingness to die for sinners. That's what we mean when we talk about Good Friday. Our lesson for today is taken from the 19th chapter of John. Our topic is a single word in that passage: accomplished. John says, "Meanwhile, standing near the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing beside her, he said to his mother, 'Woman, here is your son.' Then he said to the disciple, 'Here is your mother.' And from that hour the disciple took her into his own home. After this, when Jesus knew that all was now finished, he said, in order to fulfill the scripture, 'I am thirsty.' A jar full of sour wine was standing there, so they put a sponge full of the wine on a branch of hyssop and held it to his mouth. When Jesus had received the wine, he said, 'It is accomplished.' Then he bowed his head and gave up his spirit." Paul, writing to his friends in Rome, said, "By this is the love of God revealed, that while we were yet sinners, Christ gave his life for the ungodly." In other words, in his death, Jesus was making provisions for our lives. There's a gospel song written by Jason Crabb entitled, "When He Was on the Cross, I Was on His Mind." The death of Jesus reveals his love for you and me who were on his mind. Also, as he was dying, he said to his disciple John, "Son, behold your mother." In short, he made certain that Mary was taken care of, that she would not be left vulnerable or alone. To the very last moment of his earthly existence, he was making provisions for you, for me, for all his friends, and for his family. Put another way, from the beginning of his life till his very last breath, Jesus fully devoted himself to putting love into action for others. And when that was done as well as it can be done, only then did he speak his final words from the cross. "It is accomplished." Then he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. The cross tells us as clearly as any other event in human history that you and I were put here simply to love. That is our central and ultimate purpose. It was for Jesus, it is for us. And when the end comes, if we were people who committed ourselves to doing that, to loving, then we too can say with a sense of meaning and satisfaction, "It is accomplished."